Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, so let's begin this Veterans Day ceremony. Please rise for the presentation of the colors.
Forward.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Prepare to post. Post.
We'll now have the national anthem. Mr. Tom Cameron will lead us in the national anthem. Microphone.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hold it hard. Attention. Right, face. Forward. One.
Thank you. And Tom certainly didn't need the microphone for the national anthem, did he? A couple of quick notes. You can take seats, please. A couple of quick notes. We'd like to thank the bagpiper, Mike Catigula, who is a Vietnam veteran, and then the members of the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery Memorial Guard, the Orland Legion, Orland Memorial Post 111, and the Orland Palis Reber Tesman VFW Post. So thank you. They they're a fixture at events like this where they come out and present our colors. So again, good morning and thank you. On behalf of Mayor McLaughlin and members of the Board of Trustees who are here with me today, we'd like to welcome you to Orland Park's annual Veterans Day ceremony. A thank you to Gail Blummer and the members of our Village Veterans Commission for putting together today. So I'd like to introduce a couple of our board members here. So we have joined with us a veteran Air Force, Ed Schischler. And Dan Calandrella. Mayor McLaughlin this morning had a change of schedule, so he's very disappointed he could not be here in person. And as many of you know, he is a great student of history, and as such, you cannot be helped but to be filled with a very deep appreciation and gratitude for the sacrifices of veterans and their families and their loved ones for our country. He is and will continue to be a very strong supporter of veterans and veteran causes here in Orland Park. There's a couple of brief comments before we get into the main point of today, which is to thank our veterans. Today is a day that all of us remember those who served and to this day continue to serve our country. It started originally as Armistice Day, as I mentioned when we started, the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month, to signify the end to the horrors of World War I. Many at the time hoped that World War I was going to be the war to end all wars, and unfortunately, history has not gone that way for us. How we wish it was true that it was indeed the war to end all wars. Over time, in America, it became Veterans Day, which we recognize now, and we are very honored to have veterans from so many years and so many branches of service, with us here today, and we humbly thank all of you for your service. Before we go any farther, for the veterans in the room, would you mind standing so we can recognize you as a group? If you could, please stand or wave. I don't think as a nation we can say thank you enough, so we'll add one more to the list here. We as a nation and as individuals cannot possibly show enough deep appreciation and gratitude for all of the Americans from many walks of life who have served our great nation through all of those conflicts from World War I forward. Through those years, many brave soldiers, sailors, and airmen served, fought, and died not only to save America and our way of life, but quite frankly to save the world from itself in terms of unspeakable tyranny and oppression. It's an important lesson of history that I hope that the young students here recall and take that going forward. In many ways, the very freedoms we have at this moment, the right to gather, the right to free speech, trace to the sacrifice and bravery of veterans and their families. So again, we thank you now, and we're going to continue to honor you. Schools today across the country will honor our veterans, and many of the vets are participating in local school programs, which we think is a great way to make sure that history is real and alive for the next generation of American leaders. Every veteran here today, and the names of each that we're going to have on our granite walls, it's an important part of our nation's history, and it's vitally important that we as a community continue to share those stories with the younger generations. To those veterans that are here today, we hope that you continue to share those stories, both with your kids and any opportunity that you have to share those lessons, your personal journey, and all the things that make our country great. And for all those students that are here today, who've walked over from Orland Junior High School and some of to work with our beloved seniors, ask those veterans, engage with them, hear the stories, put yourself in their shoes, and kind of understand what America is really about. Now, as we pass these stories from generation to generation, those that follow us will learn what this country is, what's great about this country, and why it is indeed the land of the free because of the very brave people that you see here today. So at this time, as an official way to say thank you and to recognize the sacrifice, we're going to have a wreath laying. And so we'd like to invite Eric Kness and Taryn Mitchell from Orland Junior High to come up and present the school's wreath. Thank you so much. I can tell you from personal experience, our next speaker doesn't need a microphone. I get to hear Don every Sunday morning, so if you would, welcome Don Borland from All Saints Lutheran Church to give us a blessing.
Veterans and all men and women in uniform, you give it all. You give your time, even your life. You give every day from the very essence of who you are. And yes, sometimes we ordinary folks waver. Oh yes, we doubt and we wonder. It's so easy sometimes to lose our faith and wonder if it's worth it. And then our thoughts turn to you. Veterans, warriors, symbols of strength and goodness. The gift of freedom that you have given us to be ourselves, to dream and to work and to get back up when life knocks us down. Yeah, we don't say thanks enough. In our daily life, we easily take your sacrifices for granted. It's easy to forget when we focus too much on ourselves, but not today. The names on the wall, forever etched there, but more importantly, forever etched in our hearts. And it's more than a name, it's a commitment, it's a way of life. An enduring memorial to what makes our country strong and good, an oasis of hope and freedom. Thank you, veterans, all men and women in uniform, from the very depth of who we are. Amen.
Before we move to the main part to introduce some newly engraved names, there's a couple of other officials that have joined us. Commissioner Liz Gorman from Cook County. And Mike Carroll, who I believe is in the audience as well. He's a member of our school board. Thank you, Mike. As many of you know, the place where we typically hold this is right out here in front of the Village Hall called Our Pace, which means place of peace. And it was a sculpture that the village some time back put together as a permanent memorial and thank you for all the veterans and those that have served. And over time, we've asked the community, folks who are connected to Orland Park in some way, shape, or form, whether they lived here or their family lives here or they've eventually served, to put their names on the on Arapache as a permanent memorial, as Don has suggested. So we'd like to read some of those names. We think this is an important way to thank veterans and to make sure that, again, we recall our history. So if you are a family member or if you are having your name added today, please stand and wave as we call each veteran's name. Again, this is a way for this community to show its gratitude. So it's with that tremendous gratitude and pride that we, the Village of Orland Park, add the name of the following veterans to the Orland Park Veterans Memorial Arapache Place of Peace. United States Army, Vietnam, Adolf Hammersmith. United States Army, Korea, Martin Bonato. United States Navy, World War II, Gino Kincanig. United States Air Force, Vietnam, Robert Condon. United States Army, Korea, also a recipient of the highest award our nation can give, which is the Congressional Medal of Honor. He's killed in action, Charles George. Thank you. United States Army, Korea, Marion Santor. Please, I should have done this at once, my apologies. United States Air Force, Ronald Santor. United States Army, Korea, Raymond Kinstner. Thank you. United States Army, Vietnam, Terry Lenz. United States Army, Vietnam, Raymond Madison. United States Army, Vietnam, William Preibel. United States Coast Guard serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, Ryan Raditz. United States Army, World War II, Harry Schroed. United States Navy, World War II, John Cernick. And the United States Army, Vietnam, killed in action, Ronald Zinn. So as we started this, and we'll soon bring it to a close, to all the vets and to all their families, thank you. We can't make it any more simple than that. We appreciate everything that you've done and the freedoms that we have because of the service and the sacrifice. So again, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to have Tom Cameron come up and lead us in God Bless America.
Actually, I do.
You want this? Okay.
Yes.
Here, let me get out of your way.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
As we prepare, to bring today to a close with the retiring of the colors, on behalf of the Village of Orland Park and Mayor McLaughlin and the Board of Trustees, to all of our veterans and their families, thank you. And to all the students that have joined us here, talk to a vet. It's if you appreciate your freedoms, it has everything to do with our veterans and our nation's commitment to them. So let's make this a great day, and again, reach out and understand what our veterans have gone through. Will the retire the color, please?
Forward, one. Prepare to retrieve colors. Retrieve colors. Left, right, please. Forward, march.
Thank you, good morning, and please join us for light refreshments.